It's Christmas season, and I'm feeling a little bit festive. And this video might seem quite strange, I mean the title doesn't really explain all that much, but if you watch what I watch on YouTube, you might recognise the name Nerbit. And he has a little series on YouTube where he beats various Bethesda games with only things he receives as gifts. But what does that mean for me? A guy who's not playing a Bethesda game and is definitely not going to be receiving gifts from, well, the zombies. And basically what that boils down to is me only being able to use things I receive for free, aka a gift. So I can't buy perks, weapons or pack-a-punch. And I did allow myself to buy doors to make this somewhat possible, but other than that, everything else is off the table. And to stop this from being a glorified knife only run, I'll be playing Cold War. Plus, it's about time I did a challenge on that game. Also, it has one of the most Christmassy feeling maps out there, that being Die Machine. And I mean, we can all remember when we sat there and we still had love and hope for COD, and we just played a lot during the festive season of its release. But with my map choice explained away, why the game of Cold War? And that's because zombies can drop equipment, and I choose to see that as a gift. Also, I know I can spawn with any gun of my choosing, but I choose to beat zombies with my bare hands, the same hands God gifted me at birth. And whilst I show you some footage of me bludgeoning zombies to death, I want to ask you if you'll give me a sub for Christmas. Ugh, as if you actually thought I'd beg for subs that way. God, I'm like one step away from those YouTubers that show that chart every single time they upload. But anyway, on a real one, if you want a sub, great, it will help me a lot in doing this full time. But I'd much prefer you enjoy this video, so yeah, I'm just going to let you continue. So with me picking Die Machine, I had a few advantages to play with, and the main one being the free Juggernog Easter egg, which also comes with a free weapon of a random rarity, plus it's literally in the name, I can get a free jug as well. And to activate said Easter egg, I need to turn on power and shoot 5 orbs around the area. And you may have just realised the issue with this, I don't have a gun, so yeah, this will be fun. So after a bit of contemplating, I tried a tomahawk, which just disappeared, and then I did a stun grenade, and that did absolutely nothing. And at this point, I was kind of worried. I had done no testing and just jumped straight into this, and to make it even worse, I was live streaming, so I had an audience watching me fail. And I was kind of hoping for a big hurdle to get over, a challenge to put my brain to the test. But on my second run, I was smashing these crystals in hope to get some armor and grenades, and then this happened. Yeah, that's probably why then, it's just a skill issue, and that's why I can't use this liquefier. So I'm gonna smash more of these crystals. Oh my god, they do give you guns. This is actually huge. Wait, I don't even need the grenades anymore. Wait, this is so big. And yeah, as you can see, I was just basically handed the solution to my problem. There's no critical thinking allowed over here on the Buffetsome YouTube channel. And now with a gun in my hands, I can shoot all of the orbs, and I managed to shoot all but one with relative ease. But the last one, I had to be directed by poor Hugo, who was trying to tell me where to look whilst in the delayed YouTube chat. So yeah, thanks Hugo, and I'm sorry that you had to put up with me. And with the Easter egg done, I can now watch these zombies carry a coffin with a 70kg man laying on top very disrespectfully. And what I got out of the Easter egg, well, I think it would just be easier to show you. So I've got Juggernog now, which if I go down, I've Excuse me, what? I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I don't care. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm actually speechless, dude. That was probably the best thing I could have ever got in the whole world. And as I put it, yes, this was the best thing I could have got. And going into this, I didn't even think it was possible. I mean, I was informed by my chat that it was quite easy to get, but I've done the drug Easter egg probably 100 times and I've just never seen it give me a ray gun. So past me must be one really unlucky guy, which, well, fits with his track record. And now with a ray gun in my hands, the only thing I needed now was a megaton, since killing him would drop you a card. And we need this card for our next weapon, the D.I.E shockwave. And you're now just realising that this is going to be a video of a guy trying to survive with 2 wonder weapons. Very interesting. But in my defense, Cold War is balanced with you being crazy overpowered, so with no pack and no perks, the danger was still very real. And luckily enough for me, one spawned only a few rounds later. And with a ray gun in my hands, yeah, I mean, he kind of just died. But at least now we can do the free wonder weapon Easter egg. And the way I look at this Easter egg, as it's not exactly a direct gift, is, well, a game of White Elephant. You know, the Christmas game that literally no one plays at Christmas. And the only reason I know what it is because I watched a random VAT19 video about it years ago. And the way White Elephant works, if you don't know, is that you pass a bunch of gifts around until you get the one that you want. At least, I think it does. I don't really remember all that well. But the way this applies here is that I get the card from the Megaton, I trade it with the computer, and then I use whatever the hell the computer gives me, I don't quite know what it is, and I trade that with the crack in the wall in Act. And then I come out with the best gift of all, the D.I.E shockwave. And now that I have literally 2 of the best guns in this game, I just had to survive. And Hugo in my chat didn't think that I'd make it past round 20, so honestly, to keep my pride, that was the first milestone. And honestly, I don't really know what you expect me to say. I was using 2 wonder weapons, and I had a fairly large area to train in. I mean, the early game was just, well, a walk in the park. And well, I feel like you'd be very surprised if I didn't. I made it to round 20. So now it's time for the big boy milestone, and that would be round 30. And something I noticed which really surprised me was the damage fall off with the Die machine's, well, no better way to put it, sucking power. And on top of all that, you'd be slow to a crawl when, well, sucking, which just made reloading the thing a pain. And I know I have a ray gun, but I was just so cautious about preserving its ammo for some reason, no clue why. But all good things must come to an end, since I took it down around 25, so that means no more jug for me. Also, I know this down looks very avoidable, so I'll clear my name a little bit. I was so locked in to reading chat at the time, I didn't even notice the 2 zombies in front of me. So yeah, I'm still dumb, just for a different reason. And that down was devastating, but it didn't really change the game all that much. Since I hadn't upgraded jug, it only gave me 200 health instead of the 250 that it's supposed to. So being left with 150 health went mostly unnoticed, and plus I'd still die in 2 seconds regardless whether or not I had it. But after a bit more grinding, the big boy milestone was achieved. I had got round 30, which I was pretty proud of, even though I did have 2 powerful guns, but it is me we're talking about. But yet again, my pride was cut short, because in the middle of telling a story about my first time playing zombies, story time was cut short by my second and final down. So dude, I still remember when I first played zombies, dude. I was talking to this cause I had a stepdad and he had a kid, and the kid come over and he's just telling me like, don't press on zombies. I'm like, why? And he's like, don't press it, they got yellow eyes and they scream at you. And he's like almost crying, dude, when I'm about to press on zombies, and I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And then I pull up zombies, dude, and we're both just there terrified, but we man up a little bit and we make it on Kino to turn on the power, and then the Nova crawlers start coming, dude. These and we made a vow never to turn on power again. Like we played the game because we were oh no, I'm dead here, right? Ah, that is just honestly devastating. Either way, as I was saying, we made no, I'm still devastated. I'm trying to tell a story, but this just kills me. And yeah, that's kind of how this whole thing ended. And that's it for the challenge for this video. And I did play a game of Mauer afterwards, but honestly, that didn't really go all that well, with me not being smart enough for the easiest Easter egg in all of zombies, that being the bunny Easter egg. And it was just me running around trying to survive and then, well, not surviving. So yeah, it wasn't really all that video worthy. So I guess it's time for the outro. So yeah, time for me to go off script and just talk to you guys for a little bit. And I want to start off this outro with me saying how happy I am with the Discord server. Quite a few people have joined and it's just quite lively in there, and I'm happy with it, despite whatever the hell it's devolved into. And I feel like I can't say any of it on YouTube, so if you want to see, the link's down below. And I also want to mention how surprised I was when streaming this challenge. I had quite a few people in chat and it just felt insane, so yeah, thanks to everyone who stopped by. And I am sorry that this video wasn't longer. I was planning to add more to it, but I'm sick at the minute and my voice is just struggling to hold up. But still, if you got any challenge ideas, comment them down below, or just comment anyways, I love reading them. And if you want to sub, please do, it'll help me in achieving my goal of doing this full time, so yeah, that will help me greatly. But other than that, I guess, see ya.